What's going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and this one is going to be another week of my eBay activity. So I posted one of these videos about a week ago, just going over my eBay activity, stuff that I've sold, bought, stuff that I'm looking at, and it seemed to get a pretty good response. So I figured I would make another one because this past week there was quite a bit of activity on my eBay. I had a pretty decent amount of items sell, and then I did make a few purchases, so I figured I would make another video. And I might do this every week or 2 weeks depending on what's going on my eBay. If there's a lot of activity, a lot of stuff that I think people might be interested in, I will make these videos. So let me know in the comments if you all are enjoying these and you want to keep seeing them. Definitely let me know in the comments and I will do this more often. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into it. And again, this is going to be a look at just pretty much everything from this past week on my eBay. So stuff that I'm watching, stuff that I missed out on, stuff that I sold, and then a few things that I bought. So stay tuned and I hope you all enjoy the video. All right, so starting off, I figured we would take a look at a few of the items that were on my watch list that have ended in this past week. And we're gonna start with a bunch of Obsidian case break players. So these are just a few of the players I was looking at, and this is actually a 2 case break. And some of these went for pretty decent prices. Some of them I thought were a little expensive. Some of them I did bid on. I think I went after the Charles Barkley and maybe the Donovan Mitchell, but ended up getting outbid, so I didn't pick any of these up. And then I thought that Tracy McGrady was very expensive. There was one of his cards to 15 went for like 15 or 20 bucks. So for the 2 case break of him to go for 60 was pretty crazy. I thought the Wendell Carter Jr. card went pretty high as well. But then moving on, here are some more contenders draft picks, guys. And one thing you'll kind of notice with the contenders draft picks, you'll start to see as the week progresses, the prices go down. But here is an interesting one that I'll get into in just a minute. Okay, so this one right here is a Kevin Porter Jr. 1 of 1 from Contenders Draft Picks. And this is one that I actually decided to go after because in the closing seconds, it was only at about $75. So I figured if this one did stay under $100, I would try to go after it. And I decided to record the closing seconds of this auction, and you will see what happened. So I think around like the 10-second mark, I decided to place a bid, and I was just gonna do 85 and see if I could get lucky and pick it up, and just watch this and see what happens. This is pretty crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen an auction jump up this dramatically in the closing seconds. So you will see what this one went for. And that one jumped up to over $500 in the closing seconds, which was pretty crazy. So I did miss out on that. But then going back to the items, some of the other items that I was watching that I didn't pick up, some more contenders draft picks. And like I said, the Bol Bols and the Sekou Doumbouya's, you'll notice as the week progresses, some of their prices do start going down. And here is some more Obsidian case breaks. So the ones you saw earlier were a double case break, and these are just a single case break, so you'll see the prices are a lot lower. And I did go after a few of these. So I thought the Donovan Mitchell was a pretty decent price, but I didn't end up picking that up. I got outbid at the closing seconds. But the Dante DiVincenzo I actually did pick up, and then that Tracy McGrady there I also did pick up for $8. So the double case break Tracy McGrady went for like 60, and then the single went for $8. So I did pick that up, and I was considering picking up these 2 Marquise Brown and Lamar Jackson auctions, but they actually ended after I went to bed that night, I do remember. So they ended pretty late. And then here is just some more cards. There's that Tracy McGrady I mentioned to 15, so it actually did go for 35, but still that double case break of him was kind of crazy. And then just some other cards that I was watching, Anthony Simons silver courtside, $20 isn't too bad of a price on that. And then some more contenders draft picks. The Bol Bol you'll see there, that went for pretty high of a price, but that is to 23, the cracked ice, and that is probably the most popular one. So the cracked ices are staying kind of high. And then there is a Lamar Jackson downtown, which I am looking to pick up one of those. I kind of wish I would have picked one up before he blew up, but we'll see what happens with those. I have my eyes on a couple others. And then some Shamits there, another Sekou Doumbouya. You'll notice that that price isn't too bad. That's one of the lowest it's been in the past couple weeks. And then Wendell Carter out of Obsidian, not too bad. I would probably want to pay like $10 shipped on one of those. And then there is a Kevin Porter 1/1 printing plate for only $60, so that is not too bad at all. And then just some other random stuff. Wendell Carter PSA 10. Was kind of curious what those are going for. And then here, these are interesting. So these Mason Rudolphs, I just started watching yesterday after Ben Roethlisberger got hurt, and Mason Rudolph stuff started flying off of eBay. So I would watch these and then get an update that it had sold. So I kind of wish I would have picked one of these up. These are probably gonna be the cheapest you could find a Mason Rudolph for a long time. There's one out of Prism, a numbered one out of Prism, and then a bunch of these Contenders Optic that sold. And then one out of Select. And there is a Lamar Jackson, just again, kind of curious what that's going for. And then just some other random stuff, some Simon, some Lamar. And this stuff actually ended last night. Again, just kind of curious what they were going for. I think that Shamit is pretty high, over $100. I was kind of surprised on that one. And then that is pretty much going to wrap up what we were looking at this week. All right, so next we will get into a few of the items that I did pick up this week. And I just wanted to start with this bottom one. I know I mentioned this in the past video that I picked up the Detroit Pistons in a 10 blaster box break. But I just had to talk about this breaker or seller. The video was just insane. So it's not even over yet. He started with 4 boxes out of the 12, and 2 of the boxes had points in them, and he didn't know that the points took the place of autos. He was very uneducated on the players. The audio was messed up, so it's just a nightmare, but there are still 8 boxes to come, so we'll see if we get any hits out of that. But then the next one you'll see is that Kevin Porter Jr. I actually already showed off in a previous mail day video, so that came pretty quick. And then those other Obsidian case breaks I mentioned, I picked up McGrady and DiVincenzo. Unfortunately, did not get a hit in either one of those. Some of the case breaks I've been involved in lately have not had much luck at all. So that's unfortunate there, but that's just the way it goes. Luckily, I didn't have to spend too much on those. And then unfortunately, the item on top there, it looks like it got cut off on the recording, but it is a Mason Rudolph Green Prism Pulsar, which I picked up for $25 shipped. So I did manage to pick up one Mason Rudolph when he was going crazy on eBay yesterday. And then here is a look at some of the items that I sold this past week. So the item on bottom there, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, or if that got cut off as well, but I did actually move some Lamar cards. So I listed, after his big game last weekend, I listed some of his Prism cards, and I thought I listed them for actually pretty high. I wasn't sure if I was going to get any offers or if they were going to sell, but I actually did move them within about an hour. So I listed them for $250 and ended up selling for $230. And then that next card you saw there was a Game of Thrones cards. A card I just decided to move to pick up some more like sports cards, basketball, football, that type of stuff. Just decided I didn't want to hold on to that. And then there is the Reggie Jackson out of Obsidian that I moved. Didn't get a lot on that one, but that's okay. Just didn't really have any interest in holding on to it. And then that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of Encased, that had kind of been on eBay for a while, wasn't moving, so I ended up just putting it at auction to get rid of it. And then the DJ Moore there, I think that's actually a pretty good deal because I did pick that up at a card show for $2. So pretty good ROI on that one. And then that top one there is a Contenders Optic Andre Drummond, which if you saw that Contenders Optic video I made a while ago, I picked up that entire box for like $11 or $12. So to sell that Andre Drummond for $6.50, it's not too bad. And then the last card there is the Alonzo Trier, also out of Obsidian. Like I said, didn't get a ton out of it, but just didn't really care to hold on to it. Oh, and then there is actually another one, and it is a Aaron Rodgers Prism White Sparkle, and had kind of had that one on eBay for a while as well. So just decided to finally accept an offer and move on and be done with it. So that is going to do it for what sold this past week. And then these next items are some that I am watching now that have yet to end, and they should be ending here in like within the next 4 or 5 days. So as you'll see on top, there is another Wendell Carter out of Obsidian, and that one's probably already a little too much for me. I'd like to spend somewhere around $12 shipped on that one. And then the next card there is a Wendell Carter out of Mosaic, and again, I think that asking price is a little high. I'd like to be somewhere around 12 or 15 on that one. So just kind of watching those to see where they go. And then that next card there is a Landry Shamet Select out of 4, which is one that I also have that I sent to PSA to be graded. And I picked mine up for $12, and this one is listed at $500. So again, just watching it to kind of see if it will sell and what it sells for. So just kind of curious on that one. And then there is another Lamar Jackson Downtown. I mentioned earlier I was watching a few of those. And if that one stays under 50, I might consider picking that up. Again, I kind of wish I would have picked one up before he blew up, but that's just the way it goes. And then there is a N'Keal Harry Spectra Break. So N'Keal Harry is one of the players I am looking to pick up out of this year's draft class. I like him. I like Marquise Brown, and I like Josh Jacobs a lot. And then Will Grier is another guy I'm looking to pick up. So you'll see a few of those guys here coming up. And then this one here, this Wendell Carter Obsidian to 10 is one that I'm very interested in. So if that one stays around the $40 or $50 range, I might consider picking that one up as well. Those Obsidian cards are very difficult to find. I don't know if people just aren't listing them or if there hasn't been a lot pulled yet, but some of the players are very difficult to find in the Obsidian, not the ones out of Chronicles. So I might consider picking that one up. And then, like I said, there's some more Will Grier out of Spectra. Big fan of Spectra football. The boxes are insane prices, so I'm just looking at singles of players who I like. And like I said, Will Grier, N'Keal Harry, Josh Jacobs, those are some of the guys who I'm looking to pick up. And let's see, there's Marquise Brown, and then some Mason Rudolph stuff I saw was in there out of Select, and just some random stuff. Kind of looking to see where that Wendell Carter 10 to 10 will go, if it'll sell. And that is pretty much going to wrap it up for my eBay activity over the past week. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching.